rallies in the past, and this one today made me think back to 6 years ago when I was at the Pentagon listening to a speech by Donald Rumsfeld, who was the Secretary of Defense at the time. He was speaking to a large group of people representing several organizations from all over the United States who were working to support the troops and the families, and he likened them all to pebbles dropped in a pond. That description fits all the American people who are joining the Tea Parties. We are also like pebbles dropped into a pond. The ripples go out, and with each movement, when each pebble is dropped into the pond, the ripples begin crisscrossing and reinforcing each other, just like we're doing, and will continue to do until we have taken our country back. Thank you.
Again, if you want to go to the NorCal Tea Party Patriots site or the teapartypatriot.org site, there is a program called Adopt a School, and it is being co-sponsored by the National Center for Constitutional Studies, and we are putting together a plan where you guys can go to your school boards, and you don't even have to ask their permission. You have to just show them the law, that they have to teach the Constitution. And oftentimes what happened last year is we launched a mini program of this, and some of our group went into some of those schools in Placer County, and they didn't even know how to teach the Constitution, so we actually got to go in and do it. So you might have, especially since you're teaching Constitution classes, you may have somebody that would be able to go in there and actually teach that Constitution to those kids. We need to take every opportunity we have, because we're not getting help from the teachers union of teaching the Constitution to our kids.
Again, thank you for inviting me to be here with you today. I am so amazed at how many people have come out here in Valley Springs to stand up for limited government and low taxes. I think I speak for all of us when we say we are so fed up with a government that is spinning out of control. And we live in such a nanny state in California. And I think all of us are here to say enough is enough. Let's reduce government control and interference in our lives.
Believe me when I tell you that the debates that go on inside the Capitol building are merely a reflection of a much larger debate that's going on right now all across the country. It's going on over backyard fences and family dinner tables. It's going on over coffee at Starbucks. And it is upon the outcome of that great debate that the future of our nation will be decided. People often ask me, well, why are things so partisan in these days in politics? Why is it that you guys can't all get together and hold hands and sing Kumbaya? Well, there's a reason. There are times in the history of a civilization when two entirely incompatible philosophies converge. If you think things are partisan now, let me remind you of a day in 1856 when Congressman Preston Brooks crossed the Capitol, entered the Senate chamber, saw Senator Charles Sumner of Maine there at his desk addressing envelopes to constituents, took his walking cane and shattered it over Sumner's head, damn near killing him. You know what the response of Brooks' constituents was to that act of violence? They sent him more walking sticks. There are times when those two incompatible philosophies compete for the future of a nation. It was Abraham Lincoln 2 years later in 1858 who reminded us that a house divided against itself cannot stand. He said, I do not expect the house to fall, but I do expect that it will cease to be divided. It will become all one thing, he said, or all the other. Then the great debate was between freedom and slavery, and they knew that only one philosophy could emerge to guide the country into the future. Today, that debate is between freedom and socialism. And once again, only one will guide our country into its future years. And that decision will be determined by the outcome of the debate that's going on right now among all of the American people. So everything that you can do to engage in that debate, to get involved in every forum you can find, whether it's letters to the editor, calls to talk shows, standing up at public meetings, whether it's Twitter or Facebook. When you see an article online, there's a place for comments. Jump in that debate and leave your comments. When you see an article you think your friends should see, send it to them. Involve yourselves in that debate in every possible way, and I can assure you that this generation will save our country just as generations before. It's not been the leaders in Washington or Sacramento that have saved our country when it's drifted off course. It's been the American people engaging the way you are engaging right now. So when I'm asked, well, what can I do? When I'm asked that at meetings like this, the answer is just keep doing exactly what you're doing. You are making a profound impact on the affairs of our country and on the future of our civilization.